Before farms, dinner was not sitting still. It was a season, a slope, a shoreline, and a memory. It was berries ripening at the right time, roots hidden under hard soil, shellfish clinging to rock, and seeds small enough to miss if you were rushing. If you lived then, you did not open a fridge. You opened a landscape. That matters because the old image of ancient humans as simple meat hunters is wrong. They absolutely hunted. They also gathered, dug, cracked, soaked, ground, roasted, and carried. What they ate before farming was not a single ancient menu. It was a flexible survival system built from whatever the land could offer, and the evidence keeps getting better every year. A modern supermarket can stock tens of thousands of products under fluorescent light. Your ancestors had weather, memory, tools, and a very sharp sense of season. One of the clearest windows into that world comes from Ohalo II, a site on the shore of the Sea of Galilee that sat beneath remarkable preservation. Archaeologists found wild grains, seeds, fruits, and fish there, not as a romantic guess, but as real material left behind by people who lived close to the water and close to the plants around them. That site tells you something important. People were not waiting around for agriculture to invent eating. They already knew the value of wild barley, reeds, nuts, and anything else that could be gathered and processed into calories. The landscape itself was a pantry, but only if you knew how to read it. Then there is the work of Amanda Henry and other researchers who studied ancient dental calculus, the hardened plaque that can cling to teeth for tens of thousands of years. Inside that mineralized snapshot, they found plant micro-remains, including starch grains, on Neanderthal teeth. That is a big deal. It means plant foods were not a late luxury reserved for farmers. They were already part of the ancient human diet, and in some cases part of the Neanderthal diet too. Your ancestors were not sitting in a cave waiting for meat to happen. They were chewing leaves, tubers, seeds, and whatever else the day could provide. Dolores Piperno's work on starch grains and plant residues pushed the story even further. Microbotanical traces on tools show that ancient people were processing plants long before agriculture became a lifestyle. Grinding stones, cutting edges, and residue all point to one simple truth. If a plant was bitter, tough, fibrous, or hard to digest, humans did not give up. They changed the plant. They pounded it. They soaked it. They roasted it. They mixed it with heat and patience until the calories came loose. That is the part people forget when they imagine pre-farming food. The food was often there already. The skill was turning it into something your body could actually use. Picture a morning thousands of years ago. The light is still pale and low. You and your family are moving before the sun gets hot because the best foods are not in one place and they are not waiting for you. One person checks a trap line near the water. Another follows a patch of edible greens that only appears for a few weeks each year. A child carries a bundle of seeds in a skin bag. Someone else is looking for tubers in damp ground, using a stick to pry them out without breaking the good part. By noon, the group has a small, uneven pile of life: shells, roots, seeds, a bit of fish, maybe a bird, maybe a handful of berries that stained every finger in the group. Then comes the work most modern people never think about. The seeds need to be ground. The bitter roots need to be soaked or cooked. The meat, if there is any, is not the whole story, just one ingredient in a much wider meal. At sites like Franchthi Cave, the long record of shellfish, fish, nuts, legumes, and wild plants shows how long humans kept that mixed strategy going. And when fire enters the picture, as at sites such as Gesher Benot Ya.Akov, the real advantage is not only warmth, it is digestion. Heat turns hard food into usable food. Cooking is an invisible technology that changed the human body from the inside out. That is where the twist lives. The biggest leap before farming was not from meat to plants. It was from random eating to managed abundance. Ancient humans did not simply discover plants. They discovered how to make plants count. That is why Richard Wrangham's cooking hypothesis matters so much. He argues that cooking helped unlock more calories from food and may have shaped human evolution itself. You do not need to accept every part of that argument to see the larger point. The old world did not separate food into clean categories the way a grocery store does. It rewarded flexibility. It rewarded memory. It rewarded people who could notice when the acorns were ready, when the fish moved, when the roots were sweet, and when a patch of berries would turn from promise to poison in a matter of days. So what does that mean for you now? It means your cravings are ancient, but your environment is not. Your brain still notices sugar, fat, salt, crunch, and novelty because those were survival signals in a world where calories could vanish with the season. Today, those same signals can be hijacked by ultra-processed food that arrives faster than any forager ever could have imagined. The problem is not that your body is broken. The problem is that your body was built for a moving target, and now it lives inside a room full of bright, cheap, engineered targets that never stop. When you feel drawn to food that is sweet, dense, or easy to eat, you are not failing some modern test. You are hearing an older instruction from a world where every calorie had to be earned. So when you ask what ancient humans ate before farming, the answer is not a single recipe. It is a way of living. They ate the season. They ate the shoreline. They ate the root under the dirt, and the seed in the grass, and the shellfish on the rock. They ate whatever their knowledge could turn into tomorrow. And that is the real lesson. Before farms, dinner was not sitting still. It was moving across the land, and your ancestors had to move with it. Your body still remembers that world, even when your kitchen does not.